so that would be available for anyone afterwards. And I appreciate all of you coming in this at this time. And we are going to get started. I have the chat open, so if you have questions, you can type them there in the chat. We will try to address the questions, some of them as we go, but most of them we will leave to the end for the Q&A part of the webinar, if that is okay. All right. And so I'm going to share my screen
Pablo?
now. Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Could I just say hi and maybe even, I don't know if this is going to work because I'm down here at the studio and my connection isn't very good. In fact, are you guys even hearing me very well?
A little bit, yeah.
Great. Well, I was going to walk them through and show them the studio, but it's not going to work. So we'll just, you carry on.
Thank you.
I'm not going to be very active in this webinar.
Okay. You let me know when you want to say anything. Okay, you can certainly jump in. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here with you to begin with, and let's go here on the presentation. Okay, so let me pull the screens so I can see you also there. All right. Okay, excellent. So the agenda that we have for today is the following. We are going to talk about what is coming up for next school year, some of the calendar, the school calendar and the weekly activities. Then we are going to talk about some of the different enrollment options and processes, look at the course catalog that we are building as we speak, and also talk about the path to graduation and counseling, math study hall, student council activities, and then have a Q&A for that. Okay.
In the back,
right.
A little loose right here.
So one of the things that we always like to start with is always refreshing in our minds the mission of American Heritage. Okay. So the mission for us is central to everything that we do, and it is extremely important. And we want to always be able to say that that is really what we do. We want to provide families and parents worldwide the opportunities to develop all these characteristics in their children. Okay. So that is our goal and objective. Very briefly, let me share with you some of the different product lines and services that we provide with American Heritage Worldwide. So American Heritage Worldwide is basically our online campus, and we have two main types of products. Some are parent-led, like the Hard Start and the Family School. These are basically homeschooling tools for parents and children to get an education. A Hard Start is a preschool program, and the Family School concentrates on a K-8 program. This is the program that we have been developed for really the last 10 years. The other type of programs that we have are student-led programs. And this next year in the fall, we are going to launch and do the pilot for Lifted, which is going to be our platform, okay, of okay. Lifted is going to be our new platform for K-8 education, and is going to kind of replace what we were doing before with the power hour. This is going to be the way really that we are in the future. Okay. This resource lifted is mainly student led. There is less teacher participation. Okay, in this next year all the grading and so on will be done by parents, so still the parents and families have a large involvement with the students using lifted. The program that we are talking about here in this webinar is what we call AHS Online, which is basically a middle school and high school, an accredited program offering a path to graduation for all the students that need that type of education and support. So AHS Online is very much more involved in the sense of the amount of teacher interaction that we have. Okay. If there's any questions about this, you can put them in the chat, please. That would be excellent. So to further describe what AHS Online, the middle and high school program is, we have here all of the characteristics, the things that we do, the features that we provide. And we like to describe AHS Online as a high touch, high impact education. Okay. Mhm. Thank you. There we go. All right. And the high touch is where we provide live classes and one-on-one coaching with the students. We give feedback to the students in their performance and so on. And the high impact comes from the expectations, the accountability that the students have by completing assignments, receiving grading and feedback, and having a focus of our courses on academic principles and gospel principles, how they relate to one another. This is our administration team. Okay. Elizabeth Henderson is our person in charge of admissions. So most of you have already interacted with Mrs. Henderson. Rebecca Miller is our registrar. She is in charge of all the student counseling and helping your students progress in your path to graduation. And Hallie Henderson is our finance team. She's the whole team. so she's in charge of tuition and paying everyone, keeping the wheels running on this. These are some of our learning coaches and the instructional designers. This team here are our current instructional designers. And we have here some of our learning coaches that take care of teaching, grading, doing the one-on-ones, and so on. We are looking for some more math learning coaches. So if you know of anyone who would like to be a learning coach in AHS Online for math, we are looking for a few of those. Okay. Let's talk a little bit now about the school calendar. All right. And in order to do that, I'm going to switch here to our website. And let me move this out. So in our website, you have here the link to the schedules page. And then you have these buttons that show the school calendar for next year and the schedule of courses for next year. So these are the courses that we are going to be offering live next year. As you can see, if you are new to AHS Online, you can see that some of the courses are repeated. That means that you are going to be able to choose which time your students have the live class. It's not that they have to come 3 hours a day for history, okay? It's just 1 hour of a live class per course per week. And so we have these different time frames for the students to choose the live classes that they want to take. Math is a slightly different.
Okay, you can turn off.
Okay. In math, the students work on their math lesson on their own. We don't necessarily have a live class, but we are going to add something that I think is going to be very, very helpful to the students doing math. Okay. These are the courses for the middle school next year. These are the high school courses that we have next year. Please note that there are some courses like master project and senior thesis that are offered only my pace, all right? Because these are kind of project-based courses. The same thing with experiential learning and athletic performance, artistic performance. They are offered just as my pace courses. If you have any questions about any of these courses or schedules, please type in the chat. This is the calendar that we have for next school year. So we have the retreat, is the summer youth retreat actually starts on August 8th. So I need to update this. August 8th is going to be half a day for registration and getting started.
Who's going to town?
Okay. And then we have the 9, 10th, and 11th.
Get in the dirt.
Retreat. Okay. Excellent. Classes start on August 22nd. So in August 22nd is when we start the live classes with what we call week 0, where we make sure that all the students are registered to the right classes, they are getting in the right spots and so on, and are able to access all the software that they need, all the different softwares for their courses, and understand how the courses actually work, okay? So that is our week 0. There's kind of a few assignments here during week 0 that are mainly in order to verify that your students understand how to use the software, okay? But the actual assignments and classes start with week 1 and they go all the way to May 19th of 2023 for the end of week 32, okay? All right. Also in our website, if you go to the courses page, okay, if you go from here to the courses page, you can see a link here to the online AHS Online graduation requirements. And this is this document here where we show what are the different requirements for students that want to graduate with an AHS diploma, a high school diploma. So students need to complete 29 credits in these different areas of instruction. 4 credits of English, history, and writing, 3 credits of math and science, 2 credits in foreign language courses, 1 in what we call AHS Life, which are financial literacy and principles of leadership, 1 credit in computer technology, 3 elective credits, 1 experiential learning credit, and then 1.5 in fine arts and physical education. Okay, so those are the requirements for graduation in AHS Online. In our website also, if you go here to the menu, the top menu, you can get information about the upcoming summer youth retreat. So, and we have a link here to the schedule of the retreat. So the schedule, like I mentioned, is starting on Monday, August 8th, and we are going to have some activities here in the afternoon and evening, and then it goes to Thursday, August 11th. On the 12th, we are going to do the invitational hike to Timpanogos, okay? So that is outside of the retreat. We are not getting bearing the liability for the hike to Timpanogos. We are going to help the students get there. And last year we had, I think, like 26 students that successfully reached the summit out of, I think, 29. Okay, so the large majority of the students were able to reach the summit. The ones that didn't return safely. Okay, so that is good. All right, excellent. All right. So it is correct that if you take more foreign language credits, or there's a couple of questions in the chat. If you take some more than the necessary credits in one area, they would count for elective credits. Okay, so for example, a student could take more math credits than the required 3, and they would count as, of course, math and then fulfilling the electives. So the total number would be 29, depending on how the credits are adjudicated. There are even some credits, for example, with the experiential learning course, where if your goal with experiential learning is to, let's say that you have a family that wants to go, doing a family trip, looking at different historical sites, and learning about history in one area or whatnot. Okay, the
You guys want me?
the experience, they could sign up. Sorry, I'm trying to control also the muting and unmuting of some people. Okay, so we don't have background. Okay, but the family could sign for the students to have the experiential learning course with their goal of learning a specific type of history or having some experience that way. And that could count for fulfilling one of the history credits also. Okay, so there are many different ways of making things work. Okay, so the whole idea is to give you opportunities and different flexibility in how you help the students with their education. Okay, so let me go. So we've talked about the school calendar already. These are the list of middle school courses that we are going to be offering next year. Okay, and the high school courses that we are offering next year. In this list, I put Spanish 2, French and German 2 as high school courses, but they are actually both high school and middle school courses. If the students complete any of these courses, they count as high school credit, okay? No matter where they are at. So that is also something that we are going to talk about more in a little bit. And these are the list of courses that are available as MyPace courses for the 2022-23 school year. You can actually start, if any student wants to either catch up or do some grade replacement of a class that they need to retake, they can retake it by taking the appropriate semester of the MyPace course. And they can do that. You can do that starting now. These courses are already available for students to take. The MyPace courses, as we are going to see, the main difference is that the students, instead of meeting on a live class with other students, they are able to have a flexibility on how fast they complete that course. So we give the students from 1 month to 7 months to complete a 1-semester course, okay? So that is kind of how the MyPace courses work. All right. At this point, we don't have MyPace foreign language courses because the foreign language courses rely more on the interaction that happens during the live classes. Okay, so at this point, we don't have that option there. Okay, good question. Next year tuition, as we have already announced, the tuition for full-time students is going to be $4,290 that are going to be distributed in 11 payments of $390 per month, okay? This is the program that would allow you to choose 7 teacher-led courses, 7 credits per year, really. Sometimes it's more courses than that, depending on the courses. But this would help you stay on track for graduation, okay? The a la carte courses are going to go from 300 to 330, all right? And this is just, if I may say so, the effects of inflation, okay? So that is the only reason why we have a price increase, all right? Next year, not this, the 2022-23, but on the 23-24 school year, the full-time payments are going to be, instead of 11 payments, they will be 12 payments starting in March to the next February, okay? So that will help us stay basically the same way that the on-campus school draws the tuition for the families, and also help make the payments, the monthly payments, lower, really, okay? Any questions about this? The MyPace classes are accredited, yes. So all the classes that we offer are accredited in the full-time, a la carte, live, or MyPace, because the courses are the same. The assignments that the students take are the same, and we also provide the same feedback, grading, one-on-one, and all of that. Okay. Let me take you to this next part where we say some of the things that we are doing to try to build more of a community with the AHS Online students and families. So this year we have organized the Student Council. We have elected officers. We had the elections a couple of weeks ago, and we are going to have a kind of a wide participation for students to volunteer to be part of a student council. They are going to be in charge of doing and conducting online activities, trying to coordinate also in-person activities with the students that are in a local area, okay? So for example, we have several families and students that are here in the Wasatch Front in northern Utah, okay? You know, it would be actually very possible and good for us to organize some activities where everyone could, you know, be invited to participate in some activities together, all right? For example, some students are involved in plays, in community plays. It would be really cool for other students to also know when those plays happen, where they happen, and everything, and then go to support the students, their fellow students. We are also going to have the student council doing a book club, okay, and on leadership and things like that. A lot of these are going to be things that we want the students to decide what they want to do and how to conduct the student council. I mentioned before about the summer youth retreat that we are going to be having. And then also I want to encourage all of you to sign up for this WhatsApp group. This is the QR code for the WhatsApp group that is basically an online AHS Online parent group. So it's a group if you want to connect with other parents in the school. Okay. So let me go to the next part of this. What are some of the areas of improvement, things that we want to improve for this next school year? One of them is we want to add to math a study hall. So what we are going to do is add to our schedules sometimes along the week, every day, where we would have open study hall times. These are not going to be mandatory. These are going to be basically opportunities for the students to, when they are doing math, they can also get on Zoom and join the study hall. And if they have a question, they could ask the question immediately to the math learning coach or to another student that is available. So what we want is basically to provide a more immediate way for students to get help with their math lessons and problems and so on. Okay, so that is going to be a service that we are going to be adding and changing for next year. This came really mostly as a result from feedback, okay, and ideas that the students proposed. This was proposed by some of the students that are in the student council, really. Another thing that I mentioned before is that we have been able to get authorization basically to offer to have the students earn high school credit for any high school course that they take, no matter when they take it, okay? So there are some students in the middle school years that have been taking pre-algebra, algebra 1, Spanish or German, and so on. And those are the same high school courses that we have for our high school students. And so what we are going to do is that those students that earn credit for high school courses completed successfully, they will earn and start basically they are earning high school credit even during the middle school time. Okay, so I think that is going to be very helpful to help the students make progress better in their high school years. Another area of improvement, this is something where we need to really partner with you and we need more of your help. We have noticed that there is a lot of chatting, texting during the live classes or during homework time. The students get together and that time is not the best time. For example, during the live classes, it's not the best time for them to do a Google Hangouts and text to each other and chat and so on. We have seen the effect of that is a lot of distracted students. Okay, so one of the things that we are going to do is to recommit all the students to live by the honor code of conduct and how they should behave during classes and homework time and so on in order not to be distracted. But teenagers are teenagers, okay? And so we will need also you as parents, because you are the proctors for the school at your home, to actually be proactive at monitoring what the students are doing during the live classes, okay? So it is very, very important that you are aware of what the students are doing, how they are participating, and if you see them that they are not participating in the desired expected way, that you call on them for that. Okay, we cannot do that because we don't see their screen. You can see their screen, but we cannot. Okay, so we can only see if they share their screen, but we cannot see everything. So any questions on that or comments? Okay, let's see. Excellent. Okay. So the next thing where we need some help is with the issues with the students that may have any special needs. Okay. Sometimes what we have experienced during these last 2 years is that many times families don't really tell us what are the special needs of their students. Okay, they kind of assume that because we are a school that we would know, that we would see what are the special needs of their students, and we really cannot. Okay, that is something that we have learned. We can understand some of the things that are going on, but not everything. And so what has happened is that many times the students that have special needs are kind of flying under the radar of us as teachers without knowing, because the parents are not telling us up front. Okay, and so what we are going to do is we will develop a process for parents, teachers, and administrators to set up individualized education plans, so the EIPs for the students with the special needs. Okay, but that process needs to be initiated by the parent. Okay, because again, you know your children, you know what are the needs that your children have. All right, again, we are not a school where your children are with us 8 hours a day. They may be studying a long time, but they are not with us 8 hours a day. And so we really need that to happen. Okay. And then during the school year, we also want you to let us know how things are working for the students. Okay. So it is very, very important that you communicate with us. Mrs. Pulsifer, you have been amazing at letting me know how your students are doing with the classes and giving me feedback and everything. And then we are able to really work together and adapt things that way. Okay, how has that worked for you?
So that is amazing, the responsiveness that you have had for our concerns. And because of that responsiveness, me letting you know this is our problem here and whatnot, or in this class and that class, you were able to come up with solutions that were doable. So my student was able to feel that they were accomplishing the task instead of being swimming in a big pool and never catching up or never staying on top, and had a wonderful experience because of that communication.
Thank you so much. But can you see that without that communication,
Yeah.
we wouldn't know? Okay, there's really no way for us to know how to best help. Okay.
Can I also add one more thing?
Yes, of course.
I was just typing this up, and I know when we first started last year, it said that there was not going to be any accommodations, that you weren't ready yet for people with the special needs or whatnot. And when you announced this just now, 5 minutes ago, I just was typing up this cool little email, but I just wanted to share that this is an awesome addition to any school program. I have a bachelor's degree in special education, and every child is different in some way. And so if you're presenting this in such a way that every parent can feel confident that they can get their students' needs met it is a real big asset, just as big as anything else program-wise. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and really that is a key. Um, we don't have the staff to do separate classes or separate courses for students with special needs, but we certainly can adapt things when we work together in order for your students to succeed. How, whatever needs they have, we can really make it work in order to adapt the courses, the expectations, the assignments, and everything in order to feed your students' needs. But we really have to do this together. Okay, so I think that is going to be coming forward. uh, that this is going to be developing this process, and how to do it will be one of the things that I'll be doing now during the summer. Okay, so but I will let you know on those things, how they progress. Okay, let's see, one more area of improvement. We need a little bit more help from you, from parents as proctors during the exams. Okay, what has happened is that we have identified a few incidents of cheating doing during the exams, and so we need to make sure that you understand what are the rules of the different exams, and that you are able to enforce those rules when the students are taking the exams. So in the past, we have basically said, well, you can start the exam, you will send you the access code to the exams, and then you don't have to be there all the time. I'm not saying that you have to be there all the time, but you have to be there sometime, most of the time, enough of the time to deter the students from cheating. Does that make sense? Okay. So if the students know that they are going to be completely by themselves and alone during the high stakes exams, it's very, very tempting for them to do something that is not appropriate. Okay. And so we really need you to help us a little bit more in that area. So we are going to live by the adage, trust but verify. Okay, so any questions or comments about this? Anything that comes to mind? Mhm. Okay, all right. Let me now go into this part of the presentation. We are going to talk more about the different formats, the different offerings that we have for our AHS Online program, okay? And so we have our full-time program, basically is to provide an AHS type of education, which is faith-based. We try to provide very positive social interactions, a good environment for your students. The full-time program again offers 7 credits per year, per school year, and the opportunity to pay in monthly payments. This is something actually that is very unusual. Most private schools, I would probably have to say almost all private schools, require the tuition be paid upfront for everything. Okay. So American Heritage School is, I think, one of the few or only schools that allows the families to do a monthly tuition payment. The full-time students participate in these live classes through the school year. So we have a traditional school year where we start in August and end in May, and we offer the path to graduation with this program. So if the students complete their graduation requirements, they can graduate from American Heritage School. We also have, of course, a lot of student-led activities, the youth summer retreat. All those things are really kind of an integral part of our program. The a la carte live program is similar to the full-time, with the difference that instead of the students doing 7 courses, 7 credits per year, they can choose to do less courses, okay? We really don't want the students to do more courses. I think that would be probably too much. But sometimes families need a more flexible schedule, or they are complementing their children educations with some other resources, and so they don't need all the classes, so they can choose some of the classes. Okay. The students that are a la carte, they also participate in all the other activities of the students and everything. So that is no different for anyone. Okay. So next, what we are going to do is I'm going to talk about what are the features of this program and basically graph them in this graph, considering their learning value, okay, how I think, how much value they provide for their students' learning. And then here on the y-axis, we are going to consider the relative cost per student, okay, of that feature. So for example, all our students have access to the lessons. The access to the lessons have a very good learning value, okay? Per student, the cost is quite low. It's not zero. We have to pay licenses and the development of the courses is a large expense. But the more students that we have, we can distribute some of those costs through all the students, okay? So another feature that we have is the access to the assignments. So the having the opportunity of the students to complete assignments and turn in their, basically demonstrate what they are learning, has a much higher value than just listening to a lesson or reading a lesson, okay? The cost per student is similar to the lessons, all right? So I hope that this is making sense for everyone. Then we have another feature that we offer is the live classes. So this is also very unique for an online school, where we have these live classes where the students get together once a week, 1 hour per course, to discuss with the other students what they have learned, receive feedback, ask questions, and so on. Okay, that is also a very valuable feature of our program. All right. Let's see. Next, we have the grading. The grading is done by the learning coaches who conduct also the live classes. And the grading is actually a very expensive service, but has a very high learning value. And the one-on-one coaching, that is my favorite part really to do, also has a high cost, because we really spend a lot of time one-on-one with the students, giving them feedback, grading assignments with them, encouraging them, planning what they need to do, and so on. And there is a lot of learning that happens during these one-on-one sessions. These two features really put AHS Online in a very different mode. In fact, all of these put AHS Online in a very different mode than any other online program, okay, that I know of. We also offer report cards and transcripts, okay, and we do student counseling. So the student counseling, report cards, and transcripts have some motivational value. So they do help in the learning to help the students be accountable and being able to progress in their education. Transcripts may have a lower immediate value for the students, but they have a long-term value as they will help them with college admissions and scholarships and so on. So this is an important feature that has a long-term value for the students. Any questions on this? Okay, so these are the full-time programs and the a la carte program. Next, we are going to see the MyPace program is where the students also can choose courses. And now they are basically trading the live class, okay, with flexible due dates. So there are many students that need to have less, go faster or go slower in completing a course. And so the MyPace program is ideal for that, okay? So you still have the report cards, transcripts, so the MyPace courses are still fully accredited. They have the same access to the lessons and the assignments and the grading and the one-on-one coaching. The difference is that we exchange the flexibility for the live classes, okay? And the students get 7 months to finish a 1-semester course. And this is the tuition for a 1-semester course. A half credit course is 1 semester, so it's going to be $330 for a half credit course. These courses can be taken, start during the school year or during the summer. So we already have some students that are taking some of MyPace courses during the summer, okay? And we are available for that. Then the next thing that I want to do is introduce to you this idea of a different modality, okay? And this is something that we have experimented this past year with the middle school courses. We experimented with an audit program. In the audit program, the students still get access to the AHS education, faith-based environment, positive social interaction. So it's the same experience. But what we want is to see how can we offer something with a lower tuition point, okay? And still that is valuable. One of the things that we can do is some families say, you know what, I don't care much about report cards or transcripts, okay? So, we are going to do kind of more homeschooling style, so we don't need that. So that would be one way of taking, reducing the cost. Another thing that we can do is, if the family said, we are not necessarily seeking a path to graduation for our student, then we can remove the counseling service. That is going to lower some of the cost. What can we do next? If we are able to transfer the grading, okay, from the learning coach to the parent, that could be, a way of also reducing the cost of an audit program. The same thing if we reduce the cost of the one-on-one coaching by having the parent taking the role of basically the grader and evaluator for their children in the courses. The students would still participate in the live classes. So this is still a cost for us. And it's something that we need to take into account and considering. In order for the parents to be successful at grading and doing the one-on-one coaching, I believe that we need to also offer training for the parents. So we are going to offer specific training webinars for parents that want to participate in this audit program. Okay. So are there any questions about this? Okay. Let me see, I'm looking at the chat, and one question that I have is, could a student actually complete enough credits via the MyPace program to be able to graduate? The answer is yes, definitely they could, okay? So that is the MyPace program is open really for everyone, okay? Can the 4-credit parents also attend the parent training webinars? Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. We are going to make those webinars during this summer, and we are going to invite everyone that wants to attend those. Okay, but we are going to really focus on helping the parents know how to do this well. All right. Okay. Let me see. The next thing that I would like to do is to invite all of you to do this survey. So we are going to actually try to launch this, okay, here during the webinar. So you have there the QR code. You can go there. I'm going to put the link of this in the chat. Let me make sure that I have the link correctly. Okay. And you can either do the QR code or click there on the link in the chat to go to this survey. And this survey is to help us see what you think, what you understand, and think about which features would be more important and useful for your students. Okay. So if you can complete that, that would be great. Okay. All right. This is not the same survey that came in the email about the webinar. So the survey that we sent before was kind of a more general survey to address and assess the interest. Okay. This one is more specific to deciding about different features and price points and so on. Okay. So while people are doing this, while people are filling out the survey, I would like to take you to this other page. Let me see here. Okay. Let me refresh this. See, I don't know if this is the same one. Let me check this one. Okay. We are working to create our online catalog for classes. Okay, Diana, this is the link that you sent me is the one for the catalog. Okay. All right.
So Pablo,
yes.
this is you're on the registration page. So I was letting you know the registration page is ready. Okay. The catalog is the one you were on before. The catalog shows all courses, but we're still working on it. It's not complete yet, but the registration page should be ready with courses that people can sign up for, live courses in the fall or MyPace courses.
Excellent, excellent. So here we have the catalog is going to have all the courses that we have ready, and it's going to even say whether the course is available MyPace or alive, and which times and so on. So we will have all the information here about each one of our courses. Okay. This other page that I have here is the registration page for actually registering for live a la carte and MyPace courses. So this is for families that are already registered with us as students, okay? And then you can already start. Okay, excellent, thank you. So, and all these courses are ready for you to register. So we have been able to do a ton of progress and work really in being able to offer so many options for families. Okay. So any questions so far about this part?
One thing that we should probably say, we have posted there all of the times for you to sign up for. So if you go back to the registration page, for example, high school written portfolio, you can see is offered on Thursdays at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. That is pending enough enrollment. So if we have a course that doesn't have enough people in it, we will need to ask you to move the time in the fall. Our hope is, though, that by having it ready all summer, we'll have enough enrollments in each course.
Yes, and yes, you can do My Pace over the summer. So you can go here to this registration page and choose the My Pace courses. In fact, we are going to probably have a specific page for the courses that are offered My Pace. So it would be easy for you to read.
So
Okay.
Pablo,
Yes.
you're looking right now at the live courses, the live a la carte courses that are offered this fall. If you scroll down, then there is yeah, there you go.
There you go. So if you close the live a la carte, you can see there the My Pace courses that are ready. Okay. And these ones, notice the date of when they are offered. In order for our system to work, we had to basically say this course is offered for 10 years, okay? You don't have 10 years to complete it. You have only 7 months maximum, but you can sign up for that and start it anytime during the summer, all right? And you can see that they are set up by semester. So if, for example, if you are going to do Algebra 1, if your student is going to do Algebra 1, I would recommend that you sign up for Algebra 1 My Pace Semester 1. Just buy the first semester. Don't buy both semesters because the starting day starts when you buy the course, okay? So, just buy one semester, have your student complete the semester successfully, and then you go and buy the second semester once that is ready, okay? So that is the case, all right? We are trying to put as many courses, all the courses that we have already developed are available as My Pace. So computer science, for example, both computer science discoveries and the Python development course, they are both available as My Pace courses, okay? So this is the Python development class, okay? That's the one, and it is available as My Pace.
And Pablo, for people to be able to access this, we will need to share the link to the catalog and the link to this registration page, right?
That is correct. Okay, could you put those in the chat, Diana? Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. I will put the link to sign up for these courses here.
Mm-hmm.
And that will, when people click on the link, it will do just like it did for Pablo. It'll bring up a list of your students that are already enrolled. And those are the students that you could sign up for these classes. We aren't ready to send out the full catalog yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we are working on that. Literally.
Okay.
As
yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
But yeah, we have made a lot of progress, but we are still working on it. Okay, so that is kind of how what we are doing. All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much. I see that we have received several responses to the survey. Okay, already. Okay, and Let's see. All right. Okay, so let me share the results actually of the survey. This is unrehearsed. Okay, this is you know just as we go. Let's try to see what we have seen from your opinion so far. All right. So ranking the features of educational value. So we have that. The number one rank is access to lessons and content, okay? So then 2 and 3 is the faith-based education and education that is based on strengthening love for God and country. Very, very important features, really, okay? Number 4 came the live classes with the learning coach and other students, okay? And then number 5, the access to the assignments, okay? So those are kind of the top 5 things that you are saying that you value the most, okay? The next one is to have the learning coach, other than the parent, as a mentor and role model to hold the students accountable. I think that also that is very, very important. Okay. And then we have these other ones. So the least important is actually here the path to graduation. All right. So I think that, you know, that depends really on how families are taking the information. There are a lot of schools that now are able to work with homeschooling families in order to assess where the students are. Okay. So let me see if we can interpret this correctly. Okay, considering the educational services, which do you value enough to pay and which do you feel more comfortable providing for your children? Okay, so the things that these 11 respondents said. Okay, so let me see if I need to refresh, and okay, now we get 14 respondents. This is the value of doing things right on time. Is the things that you would be most willing to pay for are live on live classes, the lesson content, the assignments, and faith-based and character education. And then we have grading and parent training to be an effective learning coach. Okay, so those kind of correspond pretty closely with the things that we are trying to offer with the audit program. Okay, and the things that you say that you can do is the one-on-one coaching, report cards, okay, grading for accountability and feedback. Okay, so that is kind of split, all right, in there, and the career counseling. All right, so those are kind of the things that and they are also corresponding to the things that we are designing for you to do in the audit program. Okay, let me check to see the next answers. All right, how much would you pay for this? All right, so some people want it free. Okay, I have to tell you, we cannot do it for free. All right, sorry. There is still a lot of work that has to happen. Okay, we have the majority said they would pay about $50 per semester per course. The next ones are between 150 to 250, okay, per semester per course. All right, so that is good information for us. So which courses of the live courses would you consider for an audit experience? Okay, So the number one is language arts, science, Spanish, and then we have the other ones are evenly divided. And then on the high school side, we have that the most on demand would be principles of leadership, family science, history, financial literature. And then the other ones are also pretty much evenly divided until we get to these ones. Okay, so excellent. Thank you for your feedback and information on this. This is actually very helpful. And let me now share the screen again this way. So let's see, where are we? Let's see the screen share. Okay, so we are going back here. Okay, let me pop this up. Okay, there we go. So what we are going to do for the audit program is we are going to allow, basically, if you choose to do some courses with the audit program, we are going to say you can choose from 1 to 4 of the live courses, okay, for your students. And, so whichever of the live courses that we offer, you can also choose either 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those, okay? And we are still going to allow the audit students to participate in all the activities, everything else, okay? So the audit students are not going to be really any different from our 4-credit students. The difference is going to be mainly in who does the grading and the one-on-one coaching, okay? And also who takes care of keeping track of completions and credits and so on, okay? This is the price that we have decided and come up with, all right? About $100 per semester per course, okay? Like I mentioned before, even the access, just having access to the lessons and the assignments, especially for high school courses, we account close to $100 just in licensing cost. So the middle school courses don't use as many different softwares as the high school courses, but just, really, that is one of the reasons why we cannot do this for free or for $50, because then we would be really losing money on that, okay? And we are going to basically say that if you sign up for 4 audit courses, you pay $300 for 4, okay? So that basically says, if you sign up for 1, it's 100, 2, 200, 3, 300, but 4 courses is 300, and that is the limit there, okay? So that is basically what the kind of the big announcement that we have here for you about this other possibility of your students doing the courses this way, okay? And we are going to be adding to the catalog also which courses, okay, how to sign up for the audit courses, okay? We still want you to be part of the school. So we want all the families that want to sign up for the audit program to register, to do the admissions process. So you still need to start at the beginning with the registration that happens here in our website, okay? So if you want to participate in the audit program, you have to, and you haven't been part of the school before, you need to still apply with us in order to go through the admissions process. And there are several reasons why we need to do this, but mostly is So we can actually keep track of which courses you select and how to help you better. Okay, so that is what I have so far. Okay, so now we are here on the Q&A portion of the webinar. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay, and let me see. And the show. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I entertain any and all questions that you have. First of all, Peter, Diana, anything that you would like to add?
Nothing from me, Pablo.
Mhm.
You've done a great job. I think only if I wonder if there are any questions that they would like to ask just in an open FAQ outside of a chat. But it looks like most of the questions have been answered in the chat that they've had. But if anybody has any open questions, I think that's the only thing I'd add here, just letting them have a chance to ask if they have any questions.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So there is one question here. Is the same price for middle school audit as it is for high school audit classes? Yes, it is. Okay. And it's not only just the licensing, but all the administration of the audit program takes time, and time is money. And so we have it's the same price for that. Okay. Now, let me tell you something that I forgot to mention that is also very important. We have been doing some research on other schools providing audit programs and opportunities, and all the programs that we have seen, the price for auditing a course is exactly the same as the price of a course for credit. Okay, so the fact that we are actually doing this for a fraction of the cost, really a third, less than a third of the cost, is really because we want to provide this educational opportunity to as many families as possible. Really, that is our goal and objective. And we understand that, some families have lots of students, so that is why we are doing it this way. Okay. Is there a deadline to sign up for the audit program? We are going to as we continue working on the catalog and registration process, we are going to actually publish those, and if we have any deadlines, they will be published therein also. Okay. We want to have some deadlines for sign up in order for us to make sure that we are able to plan accordingly with the number of learning coaches and classes and everything. So we are going to have some deadlines, but we haven't decided that yet. Okay. So let me see, there is a question about physical education. How do you know what the student did? Can the parent coach it? Okay. Yeah, so the athletic performance course that we have, similar to artistic performance or experiential learning, these are courses where the students, with the parents and the learning coach, set specific goals and activities that the student commits to accomplish during the semester. And then throughout the semester, they are reporting on their progress to the learning coach until they have fulfilled the requirements to earn credit. Okay, so that is kind of how it works. So very adaptable courses. We really want to encourage the students to do physical activities. We do not want our students to just be in front of a computer all day. And so this course, athletic performance, I think that is one of those critical things that we offer that would allow them not only to earn credit, but also to hopefully develop into a lifelong active human being. Okay. We don't want someone to do some exercise just because of the class, or just to get this out of the way. Our real goal will be that your children are able to see themselves as physically active people, that they have discovered something that they want to do physically for the rest of their lives. Okay, that is the objective there. So let me see. Do you, Stacy Anderson asked, do you pay for the year upfront or just by semester? In the audit program and the live a la carte program, what we are going to do is, if our system allows us to do this, is that when you select to purchase a one credit course, we are going to basically do a charge for the first half of the course, basically the first semester, and then set up the system to do the purchase for the second semester at the end of term 2. Okay, so the idea would be that would facilitate for you to pay for the courses in 2 payments instead of all at once, but will also facilitate for us not to have to administer or ask you to, oh, now you need to buy the second semester and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Am I making sense on what we are trying to accomplish here? Okay. And again, that is all if our system allows us to do that. So, but our goal is really to see if we can distribute the payments for the a la carte and the audit courses in 2 payments. The MyPace courses, we are, again, those ones you buy 1 semester at a time and you pay upfront for that 1 semester. Okay, let's see. The next question. Yes, you can still fill out the survey. All right, so go for it. The 14 Olympians. So no problem, Spencer's go. We want all the information that we can get. All right. How does this all fit with the transition to lifted? AHS Online is headed that way, yes? The answer is yes. Okay, so AHS Online eventually will be hosted. The courses, we will transfer them to the lifted platform as the lifted platform is fully developed and able to support the program. Okay, so that is kind of the goal that we have long term for us. So the idea there is that as we improve the lifted platform, the features of that platform and everything, we will be able to offer kind of a more seamless even environment for the students to go all the way from kindergarten to their senior year. Is that correct, Peter?
You got it.
Okay.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
It'll take us a few years.
Yes. So, Okay, then let's see the other question. Who do we contact if we would like someone to guide us through the admissions process and selecting which programs and classes we want? So your person there is Elizabeth Henderson. So Elizabeth Henderson here is in the meeting. Elizabeth, if you could put your contact information in the chat, that would be awesome. So the main thing, the number one thing that you can do for that, even to help with that part, is really to go to our website and click on apply now. Okay. If you are not in the system already, if you are already in the system, you should be able to contact Elizabeth Henderson. But the application now is kind of the first start of that process. All right. So
You can also click on that button you saw, admission process. That does explain it.
okay, let's see that again. Okay, so the admissions process itself. All right, so here we have, so what are the different steps of this? And this it has the same apply now button. Okay, this contact us, where does this go? Is that to the contact us page? I think that is where it goes. Let's see what information we have here. Okay, so the FAQ here and some also contact information for our support team. Excellent. Good. All right, so would families be able to transfer from, let's say, audit program to full-time, a la carte, my pace? Yes. So in fact, we hope that because the audit program is asking you to do, grading and giving feedback, the idea is that you would choose the classes that you feel comfortable doing, the grading and the feedback and the coaching, according to your own capabilities. Okay, so for example, we have one family, the Mapes, that Jeremy Mapes, the father, is an engineer. He could certainly be the learning coach, and I have had many conversations with him about physics and everything. I learned from him. Okay, so even though I'm developing the physics course, he is much better. So he would be an excellent learning coach and for his children in physics, because he is an engineer. Okay, but not everyone has an engineer on hand to be the learning coach of their children. And so if you think that you are able to do the audit classes, let's say for English or written portfolio or a science middle school class, by all means, sign up for that. If you need help with physics or biology or written portfolio or another class, sign up a la carte, and then we will help you with that. Okay, so you see how that works? Does that make sense on that? So that is good. Let me see the next question. If there is a way, so there is a way to do my pace courses in the summer, and that is already open and available. Okay, so you can already start that process. All right. Are the physical and artistic learning coaches AHS coaches? Yes, they are not the full-time coaches that we have here on campus. We have had some of them being the learning coaches in these classes, but the learning coaches that we have for these classes are either assistant coaches or fully AHS Online learning coaches with us. Okay, I hope that answers that question. Okay. All right, let me see. I see 3 credits for electives. Does it mean it's the maximum credit you can have for electives? No. Some students have other classes, okay, but what we want is basically for the students to be able to fulfill the graduation requirements in all the different expected areas, okay. So Rebecca, how does it work if a student takes more than 3 elective courses?
Basically, you're just trying to shoot for that 29 credits for graduation. And Dr. Pablo's already mentioned something about taking an experiential learning class and then combining that with something else like a history class if you're using some experience that goes with math or history or science. Excuse me. But the electives is just so that you choose from that body of electives means choices. And so you choose from that list of electives so that you can have 3 credits of electives, but then they add in with your history, English, science, the AHS. When you look at the grid for graduation, just consider it a chart for 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And every year you need to have 7 credits. Some are electives and some are not. And so if you have taking 4 years of math, even though we say, oh, there's only 3 math credits required, but you want to take another 4th year, that can be an elective or it can be math. You just need to add up to 29 by the time you graduate.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for that clarification. The next question is asking about what link would we use to sign up for full year live classes. So we are preparing that link and that catalog. And as soon as we have it ready, we will publish it. So again, this is the part that we are working to have all, the whole catalog of all the courses, and then one registration link for full-time students, another registration link for a la carte students, another one for my pace, and another one for audit students. So depending on which courses you want, you will be able to choose from that menu. Okay, that is the goal. Okay, how we are heading, Diana. I'm not misspeaking anything.
Will you repeat that last sentence? I'm sorry.
That basically we are going to have different links and different list of courses for the different students to sign up, whether it's full-time, a la carte, my pace, or audit.
Yes. Yeah, that will be clearly defined.
Excellent. Yes. So forthcoming, everything. Yeah. So let's see. Anna, I sign up my son for Lifted. Is it possible for him to take language arts through a la carte live and Lifted at the same time? Okay, yes, certainly you can do that. So the Lifted program this next year doesn't have the language arts. Okay, so you can sign up for the a la carte live class for language arts, and then the other courses you can do them with Lifted. So that is a great plan. Do your math coaches need to be local, or could someone in North Carolina work remotely? Yes, we certainly can. Most of our learning coaches are remote, right? So in fact, that is actually better to have learning coaches that are remote, because then they can have their schedule in a time that is comfortable for the students that are in that time zone. Okay, so we certainly can do that, and If you know of a math coach willing to participate, okay, let us know, Heather. Okay, let me know because we are hiring math coaches. Let me see the next one. My child, if my child finishes Saxon Algebra 2, is that enough to fulfill all the necessary math credits needed to graduate from AHS, even if they did not take all the classes all the way up specifically with AHS? So in the past, what we have done, this is a very good question, Jennifer. If a student has done basically a Saxon math course, homeschooling style, and they have basically completed all of that, but what you want and need is to have a way for us to recognize that course in order to count it as credit, then what we have, especially for the math courses, we have some courses where the students can basically challenge the course. And they are Canvas courses where the students basically need to take 4 tests, 1 test per term, in order to demonstrate their mastery of that Algebra 2 level of math. When the students pass that course, then we can recognize it as having fulfilled that requirement and giving them credit for it. Elizabeth, is that correct? Let me see if Elizabeth is there. She was the one that was managing those courses, but that is what we have been doing in the past. Okay. Let's see the next question. We have, if my kids were in the audit program this year, does that mean they are already in the system and I don't need to apply? No. Okay, so the audit program that we ran this past year with the middle school students didn't require the families to register in Veracruz, okay? And that is precisely what we are trying to avoid this next year. So if you please could follow the application process in order for your students to really be part of the program and be able to participate in the new audit program, okay? So I really appreciate that, okay? So let's see, that I hope that question got answered, that the person that asked the question got the answer. So the last one is, can middle school age students take high school level courses if they feel academically ready? Yes and no, okay? So we really don't want to put so much stress in middle school students, asking them to complete high school level courses, some of the core courses, okay? There is a big difference in the expectations, the workload between the middle school courses and the high school courses. And so if you have a middle-aged middle school student, I would highly recommend that they take the middle school courses. Now, there are some courses that we do not have a different version of those. So for example, Spanish or French, German, or the math courses, all those courses are kind of the same. And so the students could earn a high school credit if they complete some of those courses. But we do not want you to skip grade levels. We don't think that that is going to be helpful in the long term. It will just stress your children out. Okay. So that is what I would recommend. All right, excellent. So I think that I have gone through all the questions in the chat. Are there any other questions or anything else? Tiffany, you
Yes.
raise your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just on the page to apply. And I was just wondering what the difference is between, because it says the student group you're applying for, there's the online middle school 7 through 8, and then there's an online a la carte. How are those two different? Because you have to click one or the other, or do you, yeah.
Thank you for asking that question. We probably need to put an FT next to the top two. So the full-time students are the ones that are either 7-8 or 9-12. And
Okay,
if you're not going to be a full-time student with us, then you're online a la carte.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if we can make that change to indicate, so the first link is for the full-time students. Okay. The second one is for everyone else. Okay, excellent.
There's 3 choices there, just to be
3
clear.
choices.
There's 3 choices she was choosing from. Is that correct, Tiffany? Yeah, yeah. So, but you want to choose online a la carte if you're not going to be a full-time.
All right, excellent. Any other questions? We have 20 answers to the survey now, so that's good. All right, so I don't see anything else coming up, so I really appreciate your participation and joining in this webinar. I hope that it has been informative and helpful, and that you have a successful way of providing the education that your children need. Okay, that is our goal, and we are here to serve you. So that is okay. Now I see. Now that I'm threatening to stop I see more questions coming. So is there a way we could get the info from the survey? I'll try to see if we can how to share that. Okay, Tiffany. So then the next question: when will the parent training for audit start? As soon as I finish grading and doing all the things to finish the current school year, I will start scheduling the training for the audit parents. Okay, so it will probably be during the latter part of June and the month of July. Okay, so that is when we are planning to do the training for the audit parents. Okay, so all right, anything else? No, I think that we will email a copy of the recording here of the webinar to everyone that participated and to others. Okay, we will send that through email. So excellent. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for your participation and your support, and we love your students, really. We really appreciate everything the opportunity that you give us to help teach your students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.